Hey folks, Pastor Bristol Smith here. So, for a couple of years that I've been on TikTok and for the short time that I've been on Truth Social, I've been posting stuff here recently that people have deemed controversial. I'm not controversial. I don't think I am at all. I think I just speak facts, and some people just have a hard time accepting those facts. A lot of people don't know how to speak facts for themselves, and they're afraid to speak up on certain subjects because they've got family members and friends and co-workers that they're afraid of. Me, on the other hand, I can care less. I'm going to speak facts. Our country has went to hell. And that's where we're at. We've got too many preachers, too many Christians, and too many people that just will not stand up and speak out on this stuff. And if it's going to have to be me, then it's going to have to be me. But I'm tired of sitting back and taking all of this on the chin and going on Facebook and seeing all of these people that should know the answer to the question of what's wrong with America, but they're just too... I don't want to say ignorant, but they're ignoring everything that's going on. And it's called do your research. Do your research and you will find out why we have these issues. On this little piece of paper, I've done my research and I have wrote down some numbers right here that should tell you what is wrong with America and how we can fix it. Okay? Let's go ahead and go to the first thing. What's everybody fighting over right now? Gun control. All right, everybody's fighting over gun control because of the latest school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. People's trying to figure out how can we prevent that from happening again. And so they're trying to pass red flag laws and all of this other stuff that ain't gonna work. You take guns away from the good people, all you're doing is giving the bad people more opportunities, whatever. People don't understand that. But let's go ahead and go to 1962. What happened in 1962 in the United States of America? We decided to take prayer out of school. We decided that we didn't need God at the beginning of the day in our school. So when you don't invite God into the school building, guess what you ain't got? You ain't got God's protection and you ain't got Him. So you're sending your kids to these schools and they ain't having prayer. They ain't allowed to pray. They're not doing anything that is biblical. They're teaching them about homosexuality. They're teaching them about being a different gender when they're 5, 6, 7 years old. And you're wondering why these schools aren't protected. It ain't the gun. It ain't putting bulletproof doors up. It has nothing to do with that. That's short-term solutions for a long-term problem. The long-term solution is putting God back at the head of the school system and back at the head of the household. But we'll go back to that in just a second. 952 children have been killed since 1982. Since 1982, we've lost 952 children. Now, you compare 952 to how many children was shot and killed before 1962 when they took prayer out of school, and you'll see a dramatic drop in the number. Why? Because people used to go to school, they prayed, they invited God to be with them that day, and they recited the Pledge of Allegiance, and they had God's protection over them, and they didn't have to worry about getting shot when they went to school every day. Kids today have to worry about getting shot because God's protection's not over the school. God is not going to be in a place where He's not invited, and we have told God, you're not invited into school. Let's go ahead and go on. 1973. Roe versus Wade. Everybody knows about this. This is when we made abortion legal in the United States of America. 1973. Since then, we have slaughtered 60 million babies in the United States of America. 60 million babies have been killed since 1973. God says in the New Testament, He says, do not touch my little children. And what have we done? We have not only touched the little children, we have slaughtered 60 million of them. And we wonder what's wrong with our country. We're celebrating. And by the way, folks, abortion, this has nothing to do with women's health. People are celebrating this. They're celebrating this. I saw a thing where this woman was standing at the Supreme Court and she had a t-shirt on that said, I've had 10 abortions. She was literally celebrating the fact that she's killed 10 of her own children. That woman right there should be put in prison. But is she going to be? No. They're going to be celebrated, and they're going to be just admired. Folks, we're in a dangerous position in our country, and if we don't stand up and declare the word of God, we're going to keep getting worse. Our children's going to keep getting killed. We ain't going to have God's protection. Folks, don't sit there and act like you don't know what's going on. Don't. Because you know dang well what's going on. 1962 is when everything started going downhill, and then when 1973 came around, we just made it worse. We said, hey, you know what? It's okay to kill your kids. It's okay. That's okay. 1962, you can take your player out of school. That's okay. That's what I say. Put God back in school and make abortion illegal and stop celebrating sin. Right there. That's what I say to it. Put God back number one where he belongs.